Hey now, a film, Help, directed by Richard Lester in 1965. Yes, it's the Beatles film Help. A romp, a genuine romp. The basic story here is that the four lads are in this crazy apartment that they live together in, and someone, the cult that follows the Indian god Kali, wants to retrieve a big red ring that Ringo is wearing that was a gift from a fan of his from India. And as the old saying goes, wackiness ensues. And it sure does. Um, it's funny because A Hard Day's Night gets all the juice of like being the great Beatle film. And it is a great film. But so is Help. It's a different film in that it's not supposedly a day in the life of the Beatles. It's the Beatles sort of as, characters, obviously, and on a wacky adventure that takes them all over the place. And they did a bunch of new songs for it, not the least of which is John's title track. And great stuff like George's I Need You, and what else is in there? Another Girl, You're Gonna Lose That Girl, Ticket to Ride is in there. Just a bunch of stuff. It's just great. And joining them is the wonderful Leo McKern, who people around my age bracket or a little older might remember as Rumpole of the Bailey. And he plays Clang. Victor Spinetti, who was in A Hard Day's Night as the stage director, is in here as I'm going to call him an ambitious doctor. Eleanor Braun is the lovely Ame, and a bunch of other folks in all sorts of roles, big and small, and lots of good gags. The Beatles acquit themselves well. It's interesting. My brother said to me something, and he's almost right. Where he said, anytime George talks, it's about money. And a lot of times, let me put it this way, it's the opposite. If someone's talking about money, it's usually George. That doesn't mean that that would be what George would normally do. It would be what the writer. And I just, for the life of me, I can't think of the writer's name, but he's the same guy who wrote Hard Day's Night. So, and it all fits. And the most awkward actor is Paul, and I think they realize that, so they don't give him as much dialogue. Ringo's a natural on screen. It feels like Ringo. Whether that's a character or if it's how Ringo was doesn't matter. He's a natural. John is very much a natural, and with his biting sense of humor, George fits in well. So does Paul. I mean, but again, the writer knew, Paul is kind of the most you feel like he's acting. George has a great acerbic wit to him. And it's just chock full of great scenery. It was filmed all over the place. I think it finishes in the Bahamas, I believe. And again, great songs, great cinematography. Richard Lester's fabulous director, and great everything. You know, it's an hour and a half that doesn't waste your time. Maybe it's a is it yeah it's right around an hour and a half. And I think, well, let's see, could I get into depth about that? Again, great songs, funny little moments. I love. Um, John's book was out, A Spaniard in the Works, and he's taking a walk with Ringo, and they're reading from it. I forget the poem. I just remember it has the line "humble, fat, and small," and a lot of gags about all sorts of things in society at that time. It very much feels like that time. By the way, I'm wearing this. I received it yesterday from my dear friend Joyce, who was part of a birthday gift for me. Thank you so much, Joyce. I always have Beatles on the brain anyway, so now there you go. Cool. Um, it's a film that's also not afraid to be just downright silly in spots, which it is. So, is it a template for the Monkees movie Head? No, I don't think so. It is its own thing. There's no other film like it. It's in glorious color. It is for you. And I don't know why at the end they think, is it Elias Howe, inventor of the sewing machine? Just because. I Need You by George Harrison. Uh, Enjoy it, love it, watch it. Let me know what you think. Bye bye.